how I watched a multimillionaire go broke, part 3. So I'm gonna go where I left off. Where I left off was she had asked me to do some errands for her on my second day of work. And so I went to, I'm sorry, I'm looking for my, because I gotta go, so I'm trying to do this while I'm doing it, get my concealer. So I went to drop off the boots to the lady, I thought, the hairdresser, but that wasn't what it was. She was selling the boots, and they were used and worn down, and I was embarrassed. I was kind of embarrassed, but I was really confused because I'm looking at your house, I'm looking at your car, and I'm like, why am I dropping off old boots to sell for you? But whatever. I'm like, let me get paid. This is adding more time onto my hours. It's gonna help me out to raise my son and do what I gotta do. Okay. So I said, let me mind my business. Is this a lip gloss or a highlighter? Oh Lord. So I said, let me mind my business, and that's exactly what I did. I went back to her house. She said, okay. I dropped the boots off, whatever. She said, okay, come back tomorrow. We'll start again tomorrow. Oh, I don't have my highlighter. I'm gonna have to live without it. Okay, so we'll start back over tomorrow. I said, okay, maybe it's in here. So she said, come back tomorrow. Can you come at 10? I said, yes, I can come at 10. So the next day I'm kind of excited because that was an easy, that was an easy job so far. I'm driving in a Porsche, drop top isn't down yet because it was gray that day, but the drop top is coming down, believe me. Okay, Porsche drop top, nice mansion. Never really been around rich people. I didn't know she was rich. I know she was rich, but like, I'm using the term multi-millionaire in hindsight. I did not know she was a not 10 million, not 20 million, not 30 million. Okay? Not 40 million, not 50 million, multi-million. No exaggeration. So, but I didn't know at the time, I really just saw her as a sad woman that, needed companionship, needed someone to help her out sometimes. And again, I didn't know what was going on. We hadn't really talked that much about her private life. She had dug more into mine, and I can understand that because she was hiring me. I wasn't hiring her. So I got that. And I can't see good without my glasses, so this makeup is probably not doing well. Anyway, so the next day I show up, and she's like, okay, today we're going to go to Saks to return some things. And so she had this bag to return some items to Saks. It was like 5 items in there. It was some dresses. It was a couple of dresses. It's probably like $1,000 worth of clothing. Now, mind you, this lady's living in the house, the Ferrari, the Porsche and all of that. And I'm thinking, again, maybe she just doesn't like the stuff. People have the right to return their stuff. So she sat in the car this time while I returned it. And had me spooked out a little bit, like, is this not, like, are they going to, like, I don't know. Just like, why am I returning it and you're not going in? But anyway, I know she had the receipt. And the stuff did not look, it looked kind of worn to me. But, the higher end department stores, they take back stuff from rich folks. Rich folks don't get the same stripe we get. When we try to take something back, they want to examine it closely and be looking all at the bottom and see if anything looked different. They don't be even paying no attention to, you ain't even wore it. Sometimes I return. So anyway, let me get off that subject. But that's what they do to us. But the rich folks, they just take it back. Okay. So they took my stuff back. It came to maybe about $1,200 and some change, something like that. And so they took it back. I got back out in the car with her, and she said, oh, good. They gave me back cash, not back to the card that it was on. So I gave her the cash. She said, okay, we're going to stop by the bank. She was banking with SunTrust. I knew that because we stopped by the bank. So she said, we're going to stop by the bank and deposit it. We deposited it in the, drive-through and everything. And I guess for that day, she was already, good to go. So we got back, wasn't much that we did, sat down with her. She said, just sit here with me for a while. We'll have something to eat, and we'll just talk a little bit. And I said, okay. So we sat in her breakfast area, and, that's when she started opening up to me. She explained to me that she was recently divorced, and she had 2 sons, and they were living with their dad, which is very normal. And in their culture, the kids go with the father, especially if they're male children. So that was not, I mean, I have been around all different cultures my whole entire life. I'm multicultural. That didn't seem strange to me. That's normal, okay? Sometimes you want your kids to be with their father, and they were like teens, so that was perfectly fine. And she said she started revealing like what she was kind of going through with the father. She said, I'm really sad right now, as you can see, because I'm not able to see my kids. He doesn't allow me to see my kids, and he tried to lock me up in a behavioral facility. And I was like, whoa, as the words turn. At this point, I'm like, okay, this is some rich people's dramatic stories that could be on like ID, or I don't know, them channels, you know, them channels, the mystery channels or Greed or whatever. And I was like, huh? And she was like, yeah, after the divorce, he got custody of the children because he had been cheating on me, running around with this lady that was his secretary. And he tried to make me seem like I was not in my right mind, so he had me committed. I was like, wow. I don't know how long she was in the facility or whatever. And I was just like blown by that. I was like, I can't believe that, you know, wow, this really happens. I didn't know whether she was supposed to be committed or not. I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, so I couldn't tell you. And I wouldn't know, right? So she told me that much. And I guess at that point, she felt like, watching my reaction, you know, what if she could go further with explaining stuff to me, or if that was enough for me to know and just leave it at that. Because maybe perhaps she was trying me out to see if I was going to judge her, or if I was going to see her as strange or anything like that. And all I did, she just broke down and cried, and she said she wanted to see her kids. And in my heart, I had a son, and I was like, I couldn't imagine not being able to see my son, you know. And that just broke me down right with her, and I just cried with her. I really literally cried with her, and I told her I was so sorry she was going through that, and I, you know, I wish there was something I could do, and I'm here to help you. If you ever need to talk to me, it's fine. I'm so sorry for everything you've been through, but you're still here and you're strong. And I immediately go to like trying to, you know, pick people up, because I don't want to see nobody down like that. You know, like, it's like they need some encouragement. They need to know that somebody cares. And I did. I genuinely cared. And my friends knew that about me. Well, my friend, God rest her soul, she's not here anymore, but she knew that about me. She knew that I love people genuinely and I didn't judge nobody. So she was like, Kia, I think you're the perfect person. We know for sure you would never take from her or never do anything to hurt her. And that's why we think that you would be a perfect match for her. And they knew I was a strong person, emotionally and mentally at the time, and physically at the time. So they said, you know, you'd be a perfect candidate. And I truly, truly was. That day I left with a lot on my mind. I wondered, like, wow, you know, she goes to bed at night and she misses her kids. She's going through a lot, and money can't buy you happiness. That was really what I got out of that. I was really like grateful. I was being grateful, and I was like, I'm lucky to be here. I'm glad to have life and have my son with me. And, you know, even though I might not have everything I need, I'm still, to a certain extent, happy. And I have the only one that I love, my son, every day when I wake up, every night when I go to bed. And that's something I just couldn't grasp, how she must feel. So she said, you'll be back tomorrow? I said, okay. And so we'll come back with part 4